I'll show you how I went from this to this. And it might not seem very impressive, only average of 25 final hits every 10 minutes. But I'll show you the story and you'll watch alongside me in 1 hour how I learned to play Storm. Let me show you how I did this first match really quickly. Just keep your eyes open, take a deep breath because if you blink, you'll miss it.
Also deja vu.
Somebody reach the jab.
I am ready to put on.
Feel the wrath of the dragon! You get away, man! You get
As you saw in the beginning of the video, I played exactly 4 minutes of Storm the entirety of Season 0 and I said, nah, this ain't it. The projectile's too slow, nothing ever dies, nothing ever happens thanks to Luna Snow. So I decided to hop off her and abandon her character entirely. Then I saw the Season 1 buffs hit and I'm like, hold on, their patch is this fire? And then I picked up Storm again and I've never looked back. Truth be told, this video wasn't even supposed to be made. I just wanted to play her to see if she was better because I like the character Storm, the X-woman. The point is, she is absolutely broken right now. And since I had so much fun and it was frankly simple, maybe she's genuinely too busted or maybe I'm just born to play this character. The result is that I just had to record my first hour of gameplay because I became a monster at Storm. If you got to this video searching for tips on how to get better, don't worry, I got you. You shoot your projectiles at people, they die. Your thunder ability that just does damage, use it to finish off people. Always be on damage mode, just because it boosts your damage and your allies. Things die faster, the thresholds to kill are simpler. And when you need to move, just pop speed mode, buff it up, and pray to God that you can move up and down fast enough for nobody to be able to hit you. Your big enhancement of your speed mode just makes you faster and slows down enemies. Is very simple. The big enhancement of the damage, I just use it to finish off people that I can't really hit because essentially it's just an auto hit all around you. The team up is like an electric version of Moon Knight's Onks in that they redirect off of people based on how many are standing together. They don't do damage though. Most of Storm's abilities in general, they're just used to finish off people. Her projectiles are the big thing. Here's a practically perfect example of this. When I started recording this video, not so much so because it's been like a week, but by now absolutely everyone is playing around the fact that Storm is broken. So if you pick her, get ready to get counterpicked. And I have no tips for a Punisher just shooting you out of the sky. Genuinely just like, I don't know, be better. I am far from a professional or a coach. I'm Diamond 3. Just use the video to instruct yourself if you really want to learn to play Storm, because my words are not to be trusted here in the slightest. I just be going off of game sense, pure instinct, violence and rage. Something that I can tell you however is get ready to get counter-ulted every time you pop a Storm's ult. Get ready to hear disappear! Get ready to hear I am ready to put on a show! Get ready to hear we are undefeatable, and every variant of support ult you can imagine except for like Jeff, Adam, Rocket. Absolutely everyone is going to pop their ults the second they hear you do anything. Which, that's technically beneficial for you as the Storm, but that doesn't make it feel less boring, bothersome. Bless the devs though for this patch. Storm deserved this. If there's any character that deserved getting absolutely broken, well, it was Wolverine, but Storm was like maybe third, maybe fourth. After you become experienced in using her projectiles, everything else just kind of falls apart and you build up this ult so fast. And it is satisfying to get to use it and actually kill something. But again, even if you have to force out an enemy support ult, that's still, some use that you got out of it. No, I'm not mad at Luna Snow players. I'm mad that she exists at all. As you are obviously seeing though, Storm is super fun. I wholeheartedly recommend picking her up. If not to learn how to play her because she's strong and winning is the funnest thing ever, than just to learn how to counter her, or maybe just to learn how to play projectile characters in general. It can be a useful way to develop skill, and you're gonna get the easiest MVPs of your life, so why would you ever not? Apologies for the video quality. I don't know why it looks so crispy, desaturated. It can't be my setup, because on my television it looks perfectly alright, but it might just be a problem from converting the clips from my console onto other devices, because of course I can only play this on my console. Even though I play with people from PC too, and I still dominate. Not to make any brags or anything, people, I'm not self-conceited, I am quite humble, the humblest there is. Storm tip number 5, if you hear a support pop their ult, and you know that they won't have any other ways to defend against yours, make sure that you time it correctly and properly, so that when their support ult ends, yours comes in, so the enemy will be disoriented, still expecting to be receiving heals when you're shredding them in half. Storm anti-tip number 4, hope that your teammates don't expect this, hope that they can look upwards vertically to see if you need assistance in terms of healing or just raw backup. Because what happens a lot of the time is that I'll have more than decent, if not good, healers, but I'm just flying around cover or too high up, so the enemies don't instantaneously delete me because they're all gonna focus me because I'm out there. But like, my teammates aren't aware, they can't look upwards, they suffer from TF2 player syndrome, and then I don't get any kind of support and I just roll over and perish. We're not turning this into one of those DPS players blame support videos, because I don't even play DPS most of the time, but for some reason looking upwards or having any kind of verticality is a serious skill in shooters that nobody seems to possess except the enemy team when they're trying to shoot me down with everything they have. That's another thing. When you go Storm, be prepared. All of the enemies are going to be aiming to shoot directly at you, shoot you out of the sky. Take advantage of any errors in your positioning, and your teammates are going to be completely unaware that you're in the air. I'm talking no tanking, no taking attention away from the enemies, no healing, nothing. But when the enemies play Storm, not a single one of your teammates will have the capacity to look upwards and even assess that she is there. And your team is going to be playing the hardest game of defense you will never see. I'm talking bubbles. I'm talking healing directly to her, damage boosting. It seems paradoxical, but it happens every single time. It's so unlikely that it's completely plausible, and in fact, almost always the case. Completely random and unrelated nitpick to Storm in specific, but I hate that if you kill Hulk and he goes into banner and he dies right after, you don't get any credit, even though this wouldn't have been possible without you. But if you choose someone and do 1 damage and then someone does 300 damage to them, so it wouldn't have mattered if you shot them and did that one, you'll still get the credit. The whole kill crediting system in this game is kind of nonsense, but it's kind of even worse with supports, if you'll believe me, if you can believe that. As someone who plays strategist a lot, sometimes you don't get assists for things that you clearly assisted on. Like, you'll be saving your teammate from death 3 times, and that they get an epic clutch play, and you have like a participation prize perhaps. Anyways, enough complaining. You deserve something sick to look at. Witness this clip.
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
Invisible?
The sky.
Double kill! That's 3! Wow, 4 in a row! 6 in a row! Way to go! You got them all!
41 average kills every 10 minutes. These kinds of plays and these kinds of clips don't make themselves. For as much as I've been essentially lying and pretending that Storm really is just that broken, which she's super strong, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't say broken. You can play around her. She doesn't destroy the meta. She's not Luna Snow. Something that I've learned that'll increase my chances of performing well is just that I have a lot of experience when it comes to not necessarily aiming a Storm, because again, I just picked her up, but in these kinds of games as general, just thinking of the current state of the match, just, oh, what support ultimates do they have? What's the status of the backline? Where's everyone positioned? Just use the information that you already know to find the perfect opportunity. That's how I managed the previous clip where I got that Hexa kill and wiped the entire enemy team with 1 use of my ult and then a couple of precise M1s and ability uses. Even though you can't see it because of how I had to crop the video, I was calculating all of those factors. What abilities could they use to sustain themselves to survive? I waited until they exhausted every single opportunity that they had fighting my team. All of them, the entirety of them. And then when all that was left was Loki placing down his runes, and thusly everyone kinda came around the Loki to benefit from that, I activated my ult at that perfect moment, securing me an easy wipe. I'm telling you, this is more than a learned skill. This is strategy. This is war. Okay, maybe not that far. That sounds like some corny Sonic comic. But yeah, I see a lot of, not Storm players, but especially Loki players who see either me or an enemy Storm pop off with the ult and decide to copy them and then do exactly as you are seeing right now. Drop the ult in a situation where it doesn't really make any sense or get any benefit, because they think it's one of those ults you can just put in there and it'll kill people. They don't see the inherent strategy, the thoughtfulness that goes into every single ultimate ability that I use. They're just copycats. I'm just playing around though, no offense to Loki players, you're already cursed to play support. Although Loki is one of the more fun ones, it just so happens that as Loki you're either in a situation where you can't do anything or you're just like a secret third DPS disguising as support. I'm also not saying that he can't heal, don't lynch me. Is most of this video supposedly about learning Storm, or at least playing the character just about her ultimate ability? Yes. Is it the most fun part of her kit? Yes. Is it one of the most fun ultimates in the game? Yes. Is it the most fun in the game? No, that's Winter Soldiers. But I actually don't have anything to say here. If you made it this far into the video, say literally anything in the comments. I'm sure you have opinions, or maybe you don't. Maybe you don't have opinions. How about that? You made it this far and you have absolutely nothing to say? Use the thoughtless machine dedicated to suffering in the triple support meta, where at any single moment, any attempt that you do at anything will just get out-healed or ultimated, and all of your efforts, your planning, will go in vain. Remember to subscribe, like, do all that stuff the algorithm demands that you do, or else my channel dies. Even though it's already dead, I be getting 7 views per video. That won't stop me because my determination is too great. Remember, my people, that's how you improve. You gotta give it your 100%, and when your 100% doesn't work, you abandon your channel for nearly 2 months and then upload again and hope that people notice this time. With that, I'll be leaving you, not to play Storm, probably just to play Rocket and go like 40k healing in a match where, regardless of my performance, whether I win or lose has already been predetermined by factors outside of my control. Wow, that sounds existentially depressing. Anyways, goodbye.